Simplify the expression if possible. Assume the variables represent positive real numbers. We have here something that we're raising to a fractional exponent, to a rational exponent. So we should recall what it means to take something, a base, and raise it to a fractional exponent. In particular, this 3/2 power. What this means is that we're going to go ahead and take a root of the base, and to figure out what kind of root, we look at the denominator here. We want to take a second root, so a square root. So we could put a 2 here, or we typically don't put the 2 there when we're just dealing with a square root. We leave it that way. And then we take this root and we raise it to a power, and we look at the numerator here to see what kind of power. So this 3/2 power is equivalent to taking a square root and then cubing. So we're going to do that here. 3/2 is an exponent, and here is a product of three things. So I can go ahead and first off use my rules of exponents to write this whole thing raised to a power as one of the factors, 25 raised to that power, 25 to the 3/2, times this next factor, x squared, raised to the 3/2 power, times this last factor, y to the 4th, raised to that 3/2 power. And now I can go ahead and think about this 3/2 power on each piece individually. And I'll think about it in this way. I'll take a square root of the thing and then I'll cube it. So I'll do this in two pieces. So first off, I'll go ahead and take a square root of 25 and then cube it. And then I'll go ahead and take a square root of x squared and then I'll cube it. And then I'll go ahead and take a square root of y to the 4th and then I'll cube it. All right. Square root of 25 is 5. Right? 5 is the thing that we square to give us 25, and then we cube it. Times, what do we have to square to give us x squared? Well, we square x. And oftentimes we say, oh, the square root and the square don't cancel exactly. We have to add some absolute value signs. But it told us in the problem here that my variable is a positive real number. So the absolute value of x is just x. So I can just write the x. I don't need to deal with absolute value signs because I know x is positive. And now we go ahead and cube it. And then this y to the 4th. What do I have to square to get y to the 4th? Oh, I square y squared to get y to the 4th. And again, I go ahead and cube it. Well, 5 cubed, we could write that as 125. X cubed is x cubed. Y to the 2/3, this is the only one where there's any real work to do. 2 times 3 is 6. So we get to rewrite that radical, or this fractional power of something, in this form without any fractional powers and without any roots.